The Geneva Conference bogged down almost immediately. The United States delegation was ordered to watch and not to talk.
My instructions were to go to the meetings, to not participate in them, and not to agree to anything, but to be there and sit at the table. And I found it a very difficult job to sit at the table at which people were making discussions and some conclusions were being arrived at without agreeing to them, in situations in which silence itself tends to give assent. I can tell you that I was very, very unhappy and perspired very, very freely.
Emperor Bao Dai, head of the state of Vietnam, also sent a delegation to Geneva.
I was told I should accept the communists at the conference table. I said, no, there is only one Vietnamese state. It is I. The communists are rebels. Given my uncompromising position, they turned the political conference into a military conference.
In June, the French cabinet fell, and a new prime minister took over, a critic of the war, Pierre Mendès France. Mendès France made a promise to the French National Assembly. If he could not resolve the Indochina question at Geneva within 30 days, he would resign. The United States feared this meant France might abandon Indochina to the communists.
Washington was not at all clear as to what kind of an agreement Mendès France was proposing to make, or what agreement he would make. And if the agreement was going to be something with which we could possibly live or acquiesce, or whether or not we were going to have to denounce it and, in fact, walk out of the conference.
After much secret maneuvering, 1 week before his deadline, Mendès France got all the participants in place in Geneva. On July 20th, the day before the deadline, 2 issues were still unresolved.
At the conference, there were 2 issues under discussion. One was the temporary demarcation line between the 2 regions, and the other was the date of the general elections for the reunification of Vietnam. These 2 issues were closely connected. That was very clear.
The Viet Minh, flush with their victory at Dien Bien Phu, took a hard line on both issues. But on the last day, the Soviets and the Chinese forced them to compromise. The Viet Minh, who controlled most of the country, would get less than half. The elections to reunify Vietnam would take place not soon, when the Viet Minh would surely win, but in 2 years. They had been undercut by their own allies. The Soviets and Chinese had several motives, among them fear. If Mendès France failed, France might keep fighting, and America might intervene.
La raison et la paix l'ont emporté.
Reason and peace have won out. After days and nights of hard negotiations, filled with anxiety and hope, the ceasefire has been signed. In my soul and my conscience, I am sure these are the best conditions we could have hoped for in the present state of things.
My own feeling at the end of the conference was that we had probably obtained just about all that could be obtained in the light of the situation on the ground. I don't think we could have obtained much more. But I must say that, very honestly, I didn't have not have much optimism that South Vietnam was going to be able to survive.
We thought that having signed the agreements, the French would now be forced by world opinion to carry out the Geneva Accords. And we strongly believed that there would be a general election held in 2 years, and then the revolution would certainly win. So we greeted each other, in 2 years, We expected to have a general election and reunification in 2 years.
In the fall of 1954, the Viet Minh marched into Hanoi, taking back from the French what they had lost 8 years before. To America and the world, it looked like the Viet Minh would soon be marching into Saigon, too, as the French pulled out, taking everything: houses, trucks, factories, even their dead.
American Experience is made possible by the Alfred P. Sloan Foundation to enhance public understanding of the role of technology. The foundation also seeks to portray the lives of the men and women engaged in scientific and technological pursuit.
At the Scotts Company, we help make gardens more beautiful, lawns greener, trees taller. If there's a better business to be in, please let us know.
At Liberty Mutual Insurance, we do everything we can to help prevent accidents and make America a safer place. Liberty Mutual is proud to support American Experience.
American Experience is also made possible by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. Major funding for this program was provided by the National Endowment for the Humanities.
We are PBS.